Live from Southern California, it's Royally Quacked, episode 88. And in this episode, we're going to get duck news from Cody, Kings news from yours truly. We'll have league news. We'll have last week's games, predictions for next week, and we're going to recap the standings for you this week. So stay tuned, stay here, and please any comments you have a question, please throw it our way. We will answer it live. How's it going, Cody?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Dad?
I'm good. Can't well, yeah, it's been another rough week, but that's okay. I guess we both had rough weeks at work this last week, but I'm happy I'm here today. I have to go to work and be at work at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
You have to be at work tomorrow?
Yeah, we're behind on archive shipping. So the supervisors and manager are all going in for 6 to 8 hours to ship.
Oh,
And
overtime?
there's no such thing as overtime on salaried borough. Sorry, no.
Mm.
I can take some time off during the week or in
Oh.
the ensuing weeks if I want to.
Oh,
So
just to get that extra day, get that one day that you missed off.
yeah, they don't expect you to work more than 40 hours. I do anyways most of the time because there's always situations coming up, and it's it's really a team concept where I work, and you got to be there for the people that I support.
Yeah.
I know, Adam. It is just lost wages, but I will get the time back. So that's it's all right.
What's up, Big Glenn? He says, "Sup, guys? How you
Hey.
doing?"
Hi, Big Glenn. Welcome back to Royally Quacked. So, how do we want to start, Cody? You want to do duck news first, since I've been doing King's news first most of the time?
I mean, I'll do ducks. That's fine. Actually, before we start, we should have done this last week. Partially, so it's my fault. But I just want to say happy a late Veterans Day to our veterans out there. Thank you for your service. Thank you for protecting us and making our country, safe from. Yeah.
Well, not just that.
Thank you to everyone out there for
that. I think we do our poor veterans a disservice by giving them 2 days.
Yeah.
We're free because of them.
Yep.
Totally free
because Adam and the Patriots.
Oh, absolutely. They deserve a month like a bunch of other people get a month, and some of them, what is it, like 2 months? And we give our veterans like 2 days. I just think that's a travesty. It's not like there aren't other good causes out there, but this country was built, with the sacrifices from our veterans. So we should definitely give them more. And I hope that somehow, some way, the United States of America will realize that we do give them a couple of days, but it's not enough. If we're going to give different nationalities a whole month, we should give our veterans a month. So,
amen.
And, hey, Adam, I think you got that should be something the government supports and pays you, and you get a month off.
Mm-hmm.
All you veterans, though, not just Adam. So, all right, let's go into the news, Cody.
All right, so we'll get into Ducks news. So Leo Carlsson was named the NHL's third star of the week last week with 5 goals and 4 assists for 9 points. So the Ducks players had back-to-back NHL player of the week. So we had Dostal being number 1 the week before, and then Leo Carlsson this last week. So
that's a pretty good week.
Yeah,
that's shocking that it's not a number 1 star for 9 points.
Well, I think that's mostly because Nathan McKinnon had that 9-point weekend last weekend. Yeah, he had 9 points in 2 days. So
he's incredible.
Yeah, no, and I believe he was the number 1 star. So I was like, I get that. Also, Leo Carlson is the 5th fastest player to reach 25 points in a season at the age of 20 or younger in NHL history with 15 games played. Telling you what he's doing right now is amazing. And
I got to tell you, the step up from that kid is incredible, Cody. I'm impressed with him totally.
oh yeah,
You
me
know,
too.
other than that 5-minute major, yeah, with quotes.
Yeah,
um,
that was just yeah. We
I,
heard
I
what I said about that last week.
I gotta say, the Ducks have been totally entertaining.
I've so this about the month off. I've argued that point at every job I've ever been with.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt Duck News
Yeah,
because I'm always interrupting Duck News.
yeah, you are. And then last bit of Leo Carlson news. Leo Carlson, who at the age of 20 years old and 320 days, becomes the youngest player in franchise history to reach 100 career points, passing Paul Correa, who did it at the age of 21 years old and 109 days.
Wow.
So
Could
yeah,
could Leo Carlson become the greatest Duck ever?
I mean, he's shaping it up to be. It's
Well,
looking great.
well, let's see what happens. This is an exciting season. I'm hockey has been upside down this season in a lot of ways, and nothing what we expected, which is why they play the games because you would think they weren't ready yet,
Yeah,
but they're telling us a whole different story.
yeah. No, and just this whole new coaching system and everything. It looks like it's making everyone play better.
I've been impressed.
Yeah. And then the Anaheim Ducks have reassigned forward Sam Colangelo to the AHL affiliate, the San Diego Gulls, after he sat out as a healthy scratch in each of the last 5 games. So, I mean, I want to see Sam Colangelo up with the Ducks, but I know with Strom coming back, Granlund coming back. I know, spoiler alert. And I mean Ross Johnson's been playing like better. I would say better. He does have his moments still, but I mean you can tell like he is definitely playing better this year than last year. Um, and then like Nestorenko's playing great. And I've loved the way he's been playing. He just has that nice, like, great, like, bottom six grit to him. So I'm loving it right now. I mean, it sucks for Sam Colangelo, but he needs to be playing. Let him, get playing in the AHL. He'll probably get top 6 minutes there. Be playing, probably close to 20 minutes a game there, and let him get his scoring back. And hopefully, when he comes back up, when we need him, he'll be there and be playing well. So, and then next bit of news is Cutter Gauthier reached 100 career games, and I've never seen such a lopsided difference between his first 50 games and his last 50 games. Are you ready for the stats, Dad?
I'm hanging by a rope.
I'm not going to comment on that. In his first 50 games, he had 7 goals and 14 assists. His last 50 games, 25 goals and 20 assists. So in those last 50 games, he was a little under a point a game player. Not quite there, but still pretty close for, someone in their second full season.
So kudos to the little ball of hate for trading for him.
That's probably one of the best like moves I think Verbeek has done so far. I mean, probably drafting Carlson and then this.
There's is it large ball of hate or is it big?
There's a big ball of hate and a little ball of hate. I forgot who the large or the big ball of hate is.
I can tell you exactly who it is.
All right.
Ray Ferraro.
I believe that's what I remember hearing that. They were talking
Yeah.
about that on the sheet with Jeff Merrick like this last week or so.
Well, he had Jesse Cohen had him on All the King's Men.
Oh, that's
Very
right.
interesting. He's an interesting, these hockey players, some of them, I mean, they're just incredibly gifted because, I mean, he had a lot of info to give. Well, he's actually a broadcaster.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he and Jesse let him just talk out the whole thing. I guess they were teammates. and he told him, he goes, I think they were rooming, and he would tell he told obviously the All the King's Men audience that, I might be the big ball of hate, but the little ball of hate is meaner than I am. And he goes, especially when it came to the remote for the TV. So I found him totally interesting.
Yeah.
So,
and then last bit of Ducks news is Ryan Poehling was sidelined with an upper body injury that he suffered in practice. He did miss the last game against the Red Wings, and there is no timetable for return.
well, the funny thing,
I
think they missed his defensive aspect because they gave up quite a few goals to Detroit, did they not?
Yeah, I definitely noticed a difference. I mean, it was also, again, spoiler alert, Strome's first game back. That was his first game of the season, and he looked rough. I'm not going to deny it. And then also in the Instagram Live, Santana West says, "Let's go Ducks." Amen to that. But yeah, no, I agree. Like, there was his presence missing, and I know he's a decent face-off guy too.
Yeah.
So
he's a little bit more than you were probably expecting on that trade for Zegras.
Yes,
he's a role player you guys needed.
Yes, no, there is no doubt about that. It was just it could have been Poehling and another player. Like,
I know. We don't need. I understand that there should have been more.
All right, let's go on another rant about this trade.
So,
but no, but that concludes the Ducks news.
Okay, on to Kings news. Kuzmenko benched. Thoughts, anyone?
Oh my god, I should have had the dun dun dun.
Yeah, you should have. He's had a history of being like really good or disappearing. And it seems like he's been disappearing, I think, this season more than he's been, that guy that helped the power play be one of the top power plays after the trade deadline last year. Maybe it's just, hey, dude, you got to get your game going. We'll see what happens with that. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Is he going to get benched today against the Senators? I believe they're in Ottawa, right?
Yeah, that nation's capital. I believe so. They're in Ottawa.
So I know there's been a lot of news about this next part, but I'm going to tell you right now is Corey Perry melting the Kings fans' hearts right now. I mean, comes back from injury after 9 games. He was a point-a-guy player for a fourth liner. And I know, Cody, you had a lot of years of being a huge Corey Perry fan, and he does things that just not that many people do as well as he does. And he's 40 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, I know someone we've had on this podcast has been a hater of him, but Eddie, I think your heart's melting a little bit for Corey Perry. Even the last few times I've heard you talk about him
On the Puck
Locked On
podcast?
Kings.
Oh, no,
I got
you should have heard what he said on the Puck podcast. He told Doug, he's like, I think you're right. I caught myself cheering for him.
yes, absolutely. And I think he's doing that to the city of Los Angeles and all the Kings fans. I'm surprised by it. I hope it continues. He has been one of the biggest bright spots of the season so far. So, you know, let us know, Kings fans. What do you think about Corey Perry after hating him for 20 years? So,
Well, before you move on to the next one,
sure.
so there's a podcast show. I thought you were talking about me for a minute.
I just saw that.
So
Well,
there's
Adam,
another.
I think it correlates. It really
Yeah.
does. Sorry,
I
Corey, go
mean,
ahead.
Corey Perry, Adam Brule. No,
I'm taking. Sorry, Adam. I'm taking Corey Perry.
Oh wow. So there's another hockey show called What Chaos, and just after the Kings home opener, they did like a little like a tour around the LA Kings store, and they got like not special treatment, but they got to like kind of make their own customized Kings jerseys. So one of the guys, Pete Blackburn, he was actually one of the guys on the that talked during the face-off show on Amazon Prime for the hockey.
Oh, okay.
So you'll see him on there. He got a Corey Perry jersey with the new alternate jersey, and he asked, he's like, "Hey, how many of these Corey Perry ones have you made?" And they're like, "This is the first one." So he got literally the very first Corey Perry jersey made for the Kings. And then the next guy, I believe his name is DJ Bean. He got a Cody Cece jersey, the same third jersey. And he's like, "Well, how many of these have you made?" They're like, "First one." So they both picked players that were, it was the first time that they made those customized jerseys there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very
So,
interesting.
and they did a full tour. They did one for the Anaheim Ducks. Like I said, it's a great show to listen to. They're a lot of fun. So, let's see. And then Adam says, "I was talking about hating Perry. You talking about Eddie? Oh, you talking about Eddie? I thought it was about you." Not everything's about you, Adam. Okay. All right, you can continue with your.
That's not going to go away.
I know.
So we were home games last season. We were the best in the NHL. I think right now we're the worst in the NHL. Away games this season, I think we might be the best away team right now. Why? Last season, it was I mean, 2 seasons ago, we were a better away team than home team. Last season, home was awesome. Away wasn't as good. And this season, we're back to switching it back. I don't get it. But as bad as I think the season's gone so far, we're not in a bad place. I'm a little shocked where we're at, which we'll talk about in the recap of the standings later. But that's just, I mean, can anybody explain why that happened?
You guys have the second best away record.
Okay, I know we had,
but only literally by a game. The New York Rangers are 8-1-1 away, and you guys are 8-1-2.
Oh, so it's one overtime loss.
Yeah, you guys have one more loss. But
yeah, they can't win at home either.
Yeah, they're one. You guys are 1-4-2 at home, and they're 1-6-1. But at least you guys have scored more home games in one game than they have done in like 8 games.
That's weird. Yeah. Well, now to my next thing. Why are we waiting to sign Adrian Kempe? It's just going to cost the Kings I don't know. I got about what, $12 signs after that in my notes. So why are we waiting? I mean, other things also talking about Adrian Kempe. Supposedly negotiations are heating up. About time. I mean, come on, Holland, get your act together. And then I'm seeing all this news about teams wanting Brant Clark. And supposedly we're not interested in trading him. So he's, I know, a restricted free agent, but I mean, look at Lane Hudson. I mean, he's not quite got the stats that he has. And Luke Hughes signed to all big contracts. I mean, why don't, if we're going to believe in this kid, let's get him signed. It doesn't have to be the 9 million everybody else got, but give him 6.
Yeah.
Sign him. Let's sign him. And I don't know. You guys can in comments let me know what you think. I think we need to sign these players. Jesse Cohen and God, it was I can't remember who he had on, but they were talking about if you were Adrian Kempe's agent, would you want to sign right now? Because basically everybody big re-signed already. So maybe you'd want to wait and see what the free agents, what everybody else is willing to give him.
Well, the only thing is, if he does that, you also lose a year on the contract.
If you get the money you want, who cares?
True.
I mean, I think honestly he wants to sign with the Kings. I'm hoping he does sign with the Kings, but if he doesn't and he goes free agent and goes somewhere else, you're looking at rebuild. Because Kopi's gone, Kempe's gone. You're going to rebuild around Clark and Byfield, LaFerriere. You have some good pieces that people would want. Like Deneau's a good, third line center. You have, even Fogle would bring something, and maybe you could get.
All right.
You think he's gone at the deadline? Okay.
All right. How about this, Dad? If you guys are out of a playoff spot, like things just went completely downhill for you this season, would you trade Adrian Kempe at the deadline? Especially if you knew he was not going to sign with the Kings.
Well, okay. It happened, Matt Roy. It happened, Gavrikov. I mean, if we know he's not going to sign, I don't think you have a choice but to trade him. If he's not willing to sign with you,
I will give
and
you
we're
Johnston
going
and a third for Kempe.
The human traffic cone and a third pick. Yeah, sure.
All right, you heard it here.
I'll tell you what. The renegotiation on that. We will trade you Adrian Kempe for Leo Carlson and Cutter Gauthier.
No.
It's a fairer trade than you gave.
I know.
Could you imagine Leo Carlson, Byfield? You have a 1 and a 2, either which way it would go.
Adams, hey, at least I give you a third. Adam said he would only give you Johnston.
Yeah, the human pylon. Yeah. Sure, Adam. Like we're gonna buy that one.
Never listens to this because if I ever meet him, he's like, "So you're the guy that calls me the human traffic cone?" I'm like, "No,
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for him to like make a comment. If anybody ever tells him, yeah, you call him.
It was him.
Well, he calls him the human pylon. You call him the human traffic cone.
Yeah, same thing in a way.
Although the orange and the
that's why I came up with it. And then, hey, Kevin, looking good, fellas. Hope you guys are having a good episode. It was a much better week than last week for the Kings fans. Yeah, that was true.
Absolutely very true. So, well, let's get well, let's get off that and go to league news. Cody, you want to start it? You want me to?
You start because it's your favorite former Kings player.
Yes, Capitals forward Pierre-Luc Dubois, PL Dubois, will miss 3 to 4 months after undergoing surgery for abdominal adductor muscles. Those are core muscles, if you guys don't know. Yeah, we'll send you. I got a better trade. I'll send you a lot and Hellenius for Leo Carlson.
Pass.
So, anyways, you're that's a core injury. That's why it's 3 to 4 months. I mean, I don't wish any ill will towards any player. Was it all his fault? I'm not even sure. It was a bad trade for us, no doubt about that. I mean, he played well, I thought, for Washington. It was good for him, and Kemper was in the Vezina race. So I think it worked out. It all worked out okay.
Well, yeah, you also got what, $3 million less per year, and then whatchamacallit, and what, $3 less million a year, and then 3 less years of a contract. All right,
True.
someone Dusick 3805 says, any hypothetical trades between the two teams you'd be willing to make? That's a good question.
Yeah, because I'm not sure we're going to come to an agreement unless you're going to give a fair. My trade was at least somewhat fair. Yours was
Oh yeah,
a traffic cone and a third pick.
Okay. How about this? Minty. Let's go Minchikov, Colangelo, and Leno, and a first-round pick for Kempe. Would you do that?
No.
Okay. Was that at least a better fair trade?
That was way better than a traffic cone.
Well, I know that one I was doing a joke on, but this one I was.
But you're talking. You're giving us a lot of defense, and you're giving us.
Okay, how about this? All right,
fourth line player.
All right, Mintikov. We'll do Vetrano first, and Roger McQueen for Kempe.
Ooh, I think about that one.
As much as I would love to have Roger McQueen, but
well, you think about this. If say that it did happen and he became what they think he might become, you would have 1A, 1B centers at 6'5" and talented. Ooh, that could be dangerous. But what I would say for the first part of it, you guys would win that trade. Because one thing Kempe's better at than anybody you guys have is playing two-way hockey.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody's close to being like Kopitar and being, that great defensive player, it's him.
Yeah.
So, and then again, that could set you guys another step above.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. I would think about that one. I'm not sure I would make that one. I like Kempe. I want to keep him. I think him, Byfield, Clark, some of these other guys are okay. Adam's making trades now. Solberg, Strome, prospect, and a second pick for Kempe and Doty. That would be the fighter you guys need.
Yeah.
Not Kempe, but Doty.
I mean, I don't want Doughty's $11 million a year.
Not Doughty, Doty.
Who's Doty?
He's on the Reign.
Oh, okay. That's probably why I don't know.
I'm assuming that's what he meant.
Oh, okay. I thought he meant just a short for Doughty. Okay, so I didn't know that. Okay, so I don't know who that is, so I don't know about that trade. But I know Adam's a Ducks fan, so I know he probably wouldn't make a stupid trade for someone like that. Oh, Jacob Doty, an AHL fighter. Okay. We also got other comments from Odin33356. Everyone's equal unless it's sports or singing, and everyone loves the same. He also put the clowns on the left, the jokers on the right, work together to sacrifice.
Well, they actually did do that, didn't they?
Yeah, and then dude said, "Ha ha ha! I love it. I hope you guys are having a great morning." Oh, we are, man. We're talking about hockey. I get to do it with my dad every week, so I love this day. I love Saturday
Adam,
mornings.
a second, it'd have to be a first to even think about that one.
So for this one, Solberg, Strome, Prospect.
It would have to be a
Okay.
first or maybe two firsts, because
I would.
you're giving us a possible decent defenseman. I think he's going to be something in the NHL, Solberg, but Strome is a third, fourth line center at best. So, I mean, Kempe is a top 20 forward.
Yeah.
That plays defense and penalty kills.
Oh, speaking of Kempe, I forgot who was. This was not me. I've heard it on one of the. I listen to too many hockey podcasts, but they were saying, can you imagine for Sweden at the Olympics, your top line is William Nylander, Leo Carlson, and Adrian Kempe.
Oh, they're going to be a force to reckon with.
That's a deadly first line.
Oh, I totally agree.
And 2/3 of it is Kings and Ducks.
Yeah.
I'm like that would actually be a very good line, because Kempe is like, he's probably like the good defensive player. I mean, I think Carlson's probably better defensively than Nylander is. But I mean, you got a play driver with, Nylander and Carlson, and then you got the guy that can shoot the lights out with Kempe, and he can also play very good defense too. That's going to be a great line. If that line hits, Sweden can go pretty far. It is, depending on the rest of their lineup, but that's a pretty good first line.
Yeah, Sweden's always a threat.
Yeah. All right, we should probably get back to league news.
Let's go.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins will miss about a week with an undisclosed injury. They didn't say what, so we'll just say full body soreness, as Lou Amarello used to say.
Okay. And the Colorado Avalanche have inked goaltender Scott Wedgwood to a 1-year extension valued at $2.5 AAV.
He's playing great right now. I can tell you that.
Well, right now, if I had to tell you, I think the Avalanche and the power rankings would be number 1.
Yeah.
They look tough. We'll see if that continues.
Yep. While forward, Marco Rossi is expected to miss at least a couple of weeks with a lower body injury. He's been trying to play through it since he initially getting hurt on October 18th, and that was per Russo. And I know Russo works closely with the Wild, so it's a really good source if it's anything Wild, for sure. And if you want to knock out the next two, since they're kind of similar.
Okay. We got, if you're a Montreal Canadian fan, we got a couple things here. Not good for you guys, of course. Canadians forward Alex Newhook will miss 4 months after undergoing surgery for a fractured ankle. Oh, well, if you have to have surgery, that's a bad ankle injury.
Yeah.
And then also, Caden Gooley will miss 8 to 10 weeks after undergoing surgery for a torn adductor.
Ouch.
Wow. Oh, and you get Mr. It seems to be Mr. Fragile of the Hughes family.
Yeah. With the players and prospects given, a second is warranted. If you want a first, less return needs to be given. I mean, I'm okay. I would say about a first. I would say is fair. I mean, we are giving them Strome on that this trade.
Yeah, it depends on who the prospect would be. Like Roger McQueen, then we could talk.
You're gonna have to throw. Well, if you want, it's probably gonna be more. But Devils forward Jack Hughes suffered a hand injury at a team dinner on Thursday night. His timeline of return is not yet known.
Wow.
All right, hold on.
And
Before we get to the last one, Deuce3805 says, anyone you'd like from the AHL to be called up to your respective teams? Personally, I can't wait to see Green Tree can do it for the Kings. Well, Green Tree isn't on the AHL yet. He's still playing in juniors.
well, if Cody's scenario would play out where the Kings are, they're not going to sign him. He wants to go somewhere else, and we say make that trade. I think picking up Green Tree, bringing up, let him try. I mean, because he seemed the last 2 years to be a little more advanced than Beckett Seneca, and just in the way he played. He was one of the leading scorers and in the AHL. He had 119 points. But that doesn't mean that'll play into the NHL game. And I think Seneca has looked great. But I'd sure like to see Green Tree. He will definitely be on the AHL next year. And they were hoping to get a waiver, or put the rule in for next year, maybe early, so he could have played in the AHL. Because playing in the juniors isn't helping him any. I mean, he can just go dominate. You're not going to get that much better dominating guys that you're way better than.
Yeah.
So, and
yeah, I honestly wish that rule would have started this year for each team to have one 19-year-old.
Yeah,
because I agree. Like, and who knows if that rule would have happened, we wouldn't be seeing Beckett Seneca up with the Ducks. He would have been with the goals this whole time. And I still think, and I think Green Tree would have been great. Like, he would have been perfect for this role, especially with the whole because I don't think he needed to be there. He doesn't need to be back in juniors. It's not helping his game.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's probably not hurting him either, but it's probably not. It's just, making it harder for him to progress a little faster.
Yeah.
Because he could have been playing with better quality competition and making himself better in the long run. So for you, who would you bring up from the Reign to the Kings right now?
I'm not sure I would bring anybody up right now.
I mean, is there someone scoring at will for the Reign right now that you would like to have up? Is there anyone that's like, he's definitely playing better defense than Cody Ceci is right now, or Brian Dumoulin? I don't know how everyone's doing there, to be honest.
Well, Dumoulin's been playing better since they switched up, and then they put those two back together, and they've played better. So it might have been they were having system issues, so they both put Dumoulin with Doughty and CC with Anderson, and now they seem to be playing better as a team, so they put them back together again. God, they're the Reign are younger than they've been in years, so yeah, Adam. If it would be anybody, we'd probably bring up a Kill Thomas.
Glenn Gaudin's not in the Ducks system; he's in the King system.
I don't know if he still is. He may have switched. I don't know. We could look that up. Why don't you look that up, and I'm going to give the next piece of news.
All right, go for it.
So we regret to inform you of the passing of Larry Brooks, a legendary hockey writer and Hockey Hall of Fame inductee. Brooks passed away on Thursday morning at the age of 75 after a brief battle with cancer. Brooks dedicated 50 years to journalism, joining the New York Post in 1970s. Initially covering baseball, he shifted his focus to the NHL and the New York Rangers in the 1980s. a role he has held to this day. In recognition of his contributions, Brooks was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2018 as the recipient of the Elmer Ferguson Memorial Award. He was also recently named the 2024 Co-Sports Writer of the Year for New York State by the National Sports Media Association. That was a mouthful.
It's sad because I know he was a big Rangers reporter, and from what I've heard, a lot is like he did not care what anyone had to say about his work. He posted what he wanted to post. He didn't care about the backlash.
Yeah.
So, it's so sad and to hear about his passing.
Yes.
By the way, Glenn Godden is part of the Ontario Reign. So for the Ducks, I would have to go with either Tristan Luneau or Solberg would be my two. He said, Serberg or Washi. I wouldn't mind Washi too. I forgot about him down there.
Godden is gone. He wasn't there in the first place, Adam.
Hey, you're the one that said he went for Ducks. All right, ready to get into game recaps?
Let's do game recaps.
All right, I'll go first since I got 4 games and you got 3. Let me pull.
Sounds good to me.
Up the first one. All right. So the Ducks started last week in Vegas on Saturday night, and we play the Vegas Golden Knights. And we all know, as Ducks fans, we do not play well against the Vegas Golden Knights, especially in Vegas. And let's just say it didn't start off very well either. I would say the first probably good 10 minutes or so, it was all Vegas to start, and then the Ducks really got their feet together. But Brett Howden got the scoring started in this game, scoring at the 5:47 mark to make it 1-0. But then Frank Vetrano gets his second of the year assist from Olin Zellweger and Jacob Trouba, and he ties it on a tip-in shot at the 15:49 mark. So we are tied 1-1 after 1. And then Leo Carlsson continues his tremendous season with a 7th goal of the season, assisted from Troy Terry, to take a 2-1 lead at the 10:39 mark on a backhand shot. And then again, Leo Carlsson with his 8th of the season assist from Olin Zellweger makes it 3-1 Anaheim, and that was at the 16:50 mark, and that was off a snapshot. And then the third period was not a good period for the Ducks. Pavel Dorofeyev, or as they call him, Pavel Skorodeyev, scores on the power play, his 10th of the year, to make it 3-2 Anaheim. And then Caden Korzak gets his 2nd of the year, and now we're tied 3-3 after 3. And then we go into overtime. And it was pretty back and forth. And did you already look at this game, Dad? Did you watch it or anything? The Vegas game against the Ducks?
I did watch a little bit of it.
Do you know who scored the game-winning goal then?
I don't remember who scored the game-winning goal.
So, if you had to take a guess, who do you think scored the game-winning goal in overtime for the Ducks?
Well, if you had to guess, I'd probably say Carlson.
You would think Carlson, but no, Jacob Trouba.
On a very good
play.
Yeah. Yes.
It was a very good play. I will say that. You did go to the game, lucky. So Jacob Trouba scores his 4th of the year to get the overtime winner. Leo Carlsson got his 15th assist on that play. So the Ducks win 4-3 in Vegas. Adam says Godden was with the Ducks from 22 to 24. No, I remember him within the Ducks system, but I'm just saying he's not in the Ducks system anymore. He hasn't been like 2. I think it was like only for 1 or 2 years that Godden was here. And then Adam was like, I was at the Vegas game. It looked way better live than the highlights showed. No, I bet. It's always better to watch it live. We all know that. Oh, oh. I'm good. I swear. All right. Sorry about that. All right.
No
So
worries.
the Ducks got outshot this game 39-29. Lost in the faceoff percentage. What a shock. 55-45. The Ducks were 0 for 1 on the power play, but Vegas was 1 for 3 on their power plays. 6 penalty minutes for the Ducks. 18 hits were pretty close, 18-17 in favor of Anaheim. Anaheim had blocked 21 shots to Vegas' 13, 19 giveaways for Vegas, 16 for the Ducks, and then 13 takeaways for Vegas and 5 for the Ducks. But the Ducks take the first game of the season of the 3-game season series. That's so funny. They only play 3 times this year. And then the 3 stars of the game, number 3 star is defenseman Caden Korzak with the 1 goal. Leo Carlson is the number 2 star with 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points. And the number 1 star is yours truly, the big Trouba train himself with the 1 goal, 1 assist for 2 points. So
Wow.
there's your 3 stars of the game and the first game of the week for the Ducks.
Okay, so the Kings' first game in Pittsburgh against the Penguins, and the Penguins just seem to always have the Kings' number. It's hard to remember. I mean, last year I think we lost to them both times we played them, and even the year before. Although I might be mistaken, maybe it's just I feel like Sidney Crosby has our number. But let's go to the scoring in this game. In the first period, the first goal scored by Tommy Novak, his second from Malkin, his 18th, and Witherspoon, his 5th, on a wrist shot at the 8:48 mark to put the Penguins up 1-0. Just about 6 minutes and 10 seconds later, Anze Kopitar on the power play gets his second from Fiala, his 5th, and Corey the Scory Perry, his 4th assist on a wrist shot, tying the game 1-1. We go to the second period, and then again, it seems like it's like another back and forth. Anthony Mantha gets his 8th on the power play from Latanga's 7th, and Kovunen his 2nd on a wrist shot to put the Penguins up 2-1. That's how the score ended after 2 periods, was 2-1 or 2-1 Penguins. But there comes Corey Perry with his 7th from CC, his 3rd, and Morris 2nd on a wrist shot with at the 4:49 mark, and we're tied 2-2. And then at the 11:52 mark, Kevin Fiala gets his 7th from Doughty, his 4th, and Laferriere, his 4th, on a wrist shot to put the Kings up 3-2. But that's how the final score ended. Kings 3, Penguins 2. The Kings were outshot 33-27. Faceoffs were 50-50 out of 54. Each of them won 27. And if you know that Crosby's one of the best ever at faceoffs, to be 50-50 with the Penguins is pretty good. On the power play, the Penguins were 1 for 2 for 50%. The Kings were 1 for 4 for 25%. Hits were 19 for the Penguins, only 9 for the Kings. Block shots, 17 for the Penguins and 7 for the Kings. There's an area I think we definitely really need to improve on, is our hits and our blocks, because that takes away momentum of the other teams, and we're not doing enough of it. Finally, we won a giveaway. We've been, I think, almost lost every one of them so far this season, but the Penguins outgave us 16-15, and we outtook it 3-2 against them. Let's go to the 3. Outtook it. You like that, Cody?
Oh, that was funnier than it needed to be.
Well, I'm glad I give you humor. That's my goal in life, is to make people laugh and smile. Novak was the third star with a goal. Perry was the second star with a goal and assist. And Kevin Fiala with a game winner, a goal and assist, is the first star. On to your next game, Cody.
Well, Kevin says, what a goal that was by Kevin Fiala. And also Dusk 3805. I'm hearing a lot of negativity opinions around Kuzmenko by King. Some fans calling to trade him. Do you think it's valid, or is he just a temporary rut like Fiala was to start the season?
Well, right now, he's on a 1 year. They're probably not going to trade him unless things went rotten at the trade line. You know, you might see a whole lot of guys go if we're not in the playoff spot. And I think that the rebuild may happen, but I think Kuzmenko is in a funk and he got benched. And sometimes that's the wake up call they need. Coach called it, has said, you're going to not play this game. We need more from you.
Yeah. And Dusk also said, out took it. I'm using that now. And then
Thank
Kevin,
you.
I love
somebody appreciates me.
I thought it was hilarious. I was not expecting that. Kevin put, I love Kuz, but there are plenty of players that deserve the scratch just as much as him. Seem extremely harsh. I mean, sometimes maybe he just needed a maintenance day, or something to reset himself. Can't expect him to produce on a shutdown line with Moore and Phil.
Well, see, that was the first step they made because he wasn't doing much up with the first line with Kopitar and Kempe. And then they moved him down, and they're just trying to see if something can get him kickstarted. And I bet you he gets kickstarted again. Yeah. I mean, he does a lot. He moves well, he passes well. He's in a funk right now. He just got slapped in the face by the coach by being scratched. And let's hope that just, he's going to come in today and get 2 goals and an assist against Senators.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
So,
all right. On to the next Ducks game. So the Ducks had a back-to-back last weekend, if you guys remember. They played in Vegas on Saturday and then had to travel back home to take on the former president's trophy, or the reigning president's trophy winners, the Winnipeg Jets. I don't know why I blanked out on that, even though it's staring right at me in the face. So the Ducks get the scoring started from Beckett Seneca, his 5th of the year, Cutter Gauthier, his 8th assist of the year, and Hellison's 6th assist of the year. So it's 1-0 Anaheim at the 7:18 mark on a wrist shot. And then Leo Carlsson on the power play scores his 9th of the year. Terry with his 14th assist and Kreider's 2nd assist. Looks like Kreider's going to be losing his Cy Young voting with that assist. So it's 2-0 Anaheim at the 19:03 mark, and it stays 2-0 Anaheim till the end of the period. And then Kyle Connor gets his 9th of the season to make it 2-1 Anaheim to start the second. But then Beckett Seneca again gets another goal. So now we're on hat trick watch for Mr. Beckett Seneca there. His 6th of the year on a wrist shot. Cutter Gauthier with his 9th assist of the year, and McTavish his 8th assist of the year. And then we go to the third period. And just to kind of give that nice little insurance goal, Leo Carlsson scores his 10th goal of the year on the power play. Kreider with his third assist of the year, and Lacombe's 6th assist. And the Ducks end up winning this one 4-1 over the reigning President's Trophy winners. The shots on goal, Winnipeg had 24, we had 21. We lost the face-off 54% to 46%. Power play was a lot better this game. We had PK was great. Held them Winnipeg was 0 for 4 on the penalty, and we were 2 for 4. Penalty minutes was even at 8 apiece. Hits were pretty much even, 21-20. Block shots, again, almost even, 15-14 in favor of Winnipeg. Giveaways, Winnipeg at 21. We had 12. Takeaways, Winnipeg outtook us with 5-4. And the Ducks take game 1 of the 3-game season series 4-1. Actually, Adam, you didn't know that it's a thing in hockey about the Cy Young. There's a thing called the Cy Young race in hockey. If you have more goals than assists, it's like you have a winning record. And I know Kreider was like what, top 5 in the NHL with that. I think right now it's like Keith or Sherwood. He has like 11 goals and 2 assists because it looks like you have like, a winning record as a pitcher. So I've heard it on so many different hockey podcasts about that. Let's go into the 3 stars of the game. Lukas Dostal got the start. Oh no, I forgot to mention in the last game. So we did have the back-to-back. Peter Mrazek played in Vegas for the Ducks, and he was fantastic in that game.
He was fantastic in that game.
I'm so sorry, Mrazek. I should have brought this up in the last when I was talking about the Vegas game. You played amazing. You kept us in that game.
Nope, Cy Young stays with baseball, says Adam.
No, I saw that. But no, Mrazek, you played amazing in that game. You kept us in that game. You should have been one of the 3 stars of that game because the Ducks probably wouldn't have won if it wasn't for Mrazek. He looked a little shaky at first, but he really got in the zone and looked really good. So hats off to you. He's 3-0-0 this year. So good job, Mrazek. But back to the Winnipeg game. Dostal was the 3rd star of the game, giving up the 1 goal and had a save percentage of .958. Leo Carlsson was the 2nd star with 2 goals for 2 points. And Seneca also was the number 1 star with 2 goals for 2 points. And then Adam put, Peter looked like an all-star after the first period. He really locked it down. No, he did. I said he looked great in that Vegas game. So, and that is it for our second game of the week.
Well, I got to tell you, I don't know if it's all Quenneville's fault, but the Ducks are fun to watch.
So
they weren't fun to watch last year. I mean, seriously.
No. So from what I heard, is like, yes, Quenneville is like the main person, but all the day-to-day stuff is all Jay Woodcroft and Ryan, I believe Ryan McGill. So like the two, so yeah, for 7 years, I agree. The Ducks are I. That's a good name. I like that.
Right.
But yeah, it's a complete like night and day. Just watching this team, like last year, like sometimes I was like, I just want to turn off the TV, and now it's like what the hell is going on? Like, I'm like, I can't keep my eyes off the screen when the Ducks are playing. And Deuce says, I hate that I'm enjoying watching Ducks games and Corey Perry play.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love that. Oh God.
Well,
the comments are great today. Oh, I love it.
It's been excellent today. And I got to tell you, if you're a hockey fan first, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch not just the Kings and Ducks, but I watch hockey all the time.
Yeah.
I'll have the Bruins against, God, who are they playing that game? It was a Florida. That was a crazy game.
Mom says she's even watching every game.
Yeah, I got Victory Plus if she needs it on her TV now.
Yeah, actually, I think tonight's. I watch probably 40 Kings games a year. Sometimes they're fun to watch too. If I got time, I try to watch the Kings if I can. I
like I said, I just love to watch hockey, and I'm blessed. The Dish Network does have the NHL app, or not app, but channel on it, and I watch that a lot. I watch On the Fly a lot. It gives you all the recaps of the games and stuff, and you get to see some really great plays by these hockey players. I mean, and it's so much fun, especially when they do these shots between their legs, and I don't even know how they do that without tripping over it.
Yeah. Actually, real quick, we got breaking news. The Devil Star, Jack Hughes is going to miss 8 weeks.
Oh my! So what happened? It was
Uh,
eating
surgery
dinner or
after a
something.
yeah, it was after a freak accident at a team dinner. While you're doing your next game, I'm gonna try to look further into it.
Okay.
Adam says Coach Q is also giving these guys room to fix their mistakes. Before Q, they would get benched for a mistake, and this team is actually getting to learn on the fly and allowed to play. No, I've heard that, and I agree. Like there may I think was it I know Seneca got benched for like the rest of a period one time, and then the very next period, I think he put him down to the fourth line, benched him for like a period or half a period, whatever, and then like the very next period, was right back on the line with McTavish and Cutter. So, like I said, that's I'm okay with that. You know, bench him for like a period or whatever, but like let him get back out there and fix the mistake. And also, Ducks are but Kopitar is one of my all-time favorite players, and kid just can't stay healthy, man. Hopefully, he didn't slice a tendon. I'll try to look it up while you're doing your next game right
Well,
now.
it's funny you said that. Kopitar is one of your favorites. I got an Anaheim Duck. It's one of mine, and I think it's probably a lot of people's. It's Timu Solani.
Yeah.
He is such just an incredibly great hockey player. I don't know. He hasn't been. He's in the Hall of Fame, is he not?
Who?
Solani.
Oh yeah, him and Korea got inducted during the same year.
Yeah, I just drew a blank on that one. And then not just that, he's just a super great human, and and he just loves life. And how can you not like a guy like that? I mean,
Yeah.
one of my favorites, and I actually have a jersey, and it
Yeah.
was thanks to Cody because he asked me, what I'd want. I go, I want a Solani jersey.
Yeah. And then Ducks all right, but McTavish got benched last game for the whole third, but he had a rough go that game. No, believe he did. I will reveal that Korea is one of my favorite, one of my favorites all time too.
Oh, so are we having confessions on Royally Quack today about other teams' players we really really like?
Okay, so
that's nice. I loved it here because you guys are hockey fans. That's what a hockey fan can. Sidney Crosby, I love Sidney Crosby. Nathan McKinnon's fun to watch, and if you've never seen McDavid play live, and you get kind of close to watching him play live, you would be amazed at how fast he is. Oh my God. So, well, we're off on a totally new.
Yeah.
Okay. Adam's even confessing.
Kelly Hurdy is why we're
32. I did not know that, Adam. So, that's awesome. I'm going to get to my next game before we go too crazy and get off on a total tangent here.
Too late. It's recorded now. That was funny.
Welcome to Confessions, a Royally Quacked episodes where everybody can confess.
So every week, do we need to have like a new segment called Confessions Corner or something? On Royally Quacked, or how about Cody's Confessions, or Confessions with Cody? Just trying to keep the C and C thing, but we'll work on that later. Go ahead.
So on to Montreal, where the Canadiens and the Kings got together, and the Canadiens have been playing really well this season. They're one of the surprises. I mean, not a big surprise, but a surprise. Let's go to the scoring. In the first period, just what are you laughing at now? Oh, we got a whole lot of other things. Penalty box confessions. Sorry.
That's it. That's it. Adam got it. He nailed it. And then, go ahead and finish, and we'll get back to these comments.
Josh Anderson scores his second just before the end of the first period from Hudson, his 13th assist, and Evans his second on a snapshot. And after one period, Montreal 1, Kings nothing. So we go to the second period. Joel Edmondson finally gets his first from Brant Clark his sixth and Kopitar his seventh on a slap shot at the 117 mark, and we're tied 1-1. Then Quentin Byfield gets his third from Edmondson his seventh and Kempe his 12th on a snapshot at the 417 mark to put the Kings up 2-1. Kevin Fiala gets his eighth from Alex LaFerriera's fifth and Quentin Byfield is 11th on another. Boy, it's a snapshot kind of day. It's 3-1 Kings.
They're making it snappy.
And that's how the second period ends. And then Joel Armia gets his third unassisted at the 11:08 mark to put the Kings up 4-1. Joel Armia has been a little bit of a surprise. I thought he was just more of a defensive guy, but he does have he's made some awful good offensive plays for the Kings this year. Him and Deneau, when we picked up Deneau, I just thought he was another defensive guy, and he proved to be a lot better than I thought he would be. So back into the third period, Warren Fogle gets a second on an empty netter at the 15:32 mark to put the Kings up 5-1. And that's the end of the scoring. We go to the shots on goal. Kings beat 26, Canadians 22. The Kings won the faceoffs 51-49. Both teams were 0 for 3 on the power play. Hits, Canadians 21, Kings 10. We got to pick that up. Guys, we won the game. We need to pick up our hits and we need to pick up our block shots. But we actually did win the block shots again for one, maybe the second time all year. 16-15. Giveaways is what killed the Canadians. 18, the Kings only 9. Takeaways, the Canadians 6, the Kings 3. Let's go to the 3 stars. And the 3 stars are Armia with a goal. A second star is Kopitar with an assist. And the number 1 star is Quentin Byfield with a goal and an assist. So we can go to those comments now, Cody, before we go to your next game.
All right, Deuce, I went to all the Kings playoffs game, and it was hard not to admire what McDavid did to the Kings. And then he put last year. And then also put Armia's last goal was cold, and I hope to see more of it.
Cold. I've heard cool before, but not cold. I like it. I like the cold thing. Yeah. That's cold, baby.
That's cold. All right. So now we move on to what a lot of people were calling the game of the year, an early game of the year, where it was the red hot Anaheim Ducks versus the red hot Colorado Avalanche. And this is the game where we were going to see, are the Ducks legit, or are they just frauds, or are they actually going to be, not contenders, but like playoff bound. And I would say it was a hard game to watch in a way, but I think this went to show us that Colorado is just better. I mean, you got probably the 2 fastest teams this season going at each other. So I'll just go into the scoring. 28 seconds into the game, Arturi Lehkonen gets on the board for Colorado to make it 1-0. And then Leo Carlsson gets his 11th goal of the year, assist from Jacob Trouba and Troy Terry to extend his 11-game point streak. And then it was just all Colorado after that. Gabriel Landeskog gets his first goal of the season, and it was his first goal since March of 2022. So congratulations to Gabriel Landeskog on that one. And then so it's 2-1 Colorado after 2. And then the third period, Martin Necas scored on the power play to make it 3-1 Colorado. And then Parker Kelly scored on the empty net to make it 4-1 Colorado. What are you doing?
Trying to get the standings up.
Oh, okay. Interesting way of doing it. But like I said, this game, the Ducks struggled a lot in that first period. But after that, they started to play a lot better. Like I said, you could just tell that Colorado was the better team. And I will say they were the better team. They played like they were the better team. I guess it doesn't help when the Ducks are going against when Colorado has two of the top 5 players in the world with McCarr and McKinnon. And Mackenzie Blackwood was fantastic in this game for a backup, or he's supposed to be really like a 1B in a way. But I'd say he played fantastic in this game. He really kept Colorado in the game too. Dostal played fantastic. I think there was like one or two. No, I wouldn't say it was. No, that's the next game. Sorry. Sorry, I'm thinking of the Detroit game. But let's get into the stats. Each team had 36 shots on goal. The face-off percentage were a little bit better. 51 to 49, or sorry, 52 to 48. Power play, the Ducks were 0 for 2. Avs were 1 for 4. We did out-hit them 26 to 16. We had 19 block shots to their 13, 16 giveaways to their 12, and we outtook them 7 to 6. And the Ducks lose the first game of the season series to the Colorado Avalanche 4-1. The 3 stars of the game is, of course, going to be all Colorado. Number 3 was the number 3 stars, Arturi Lehkonen, with 1 goal, 1 assist for 2 points. And then McKinnon was the number 2 star with 3 assists for 3 points. And then Scott Wedgwood was the number 1 star, not a shocker, with the 1 goal against average and a .972 save percentage. Like I said, just it's an easy. The Colorado really proved to us like they were the better team. And I already knew that going in. I had my hopes. I mean, as every hopeful fan right now. So, but I knew this was going to be a very telling game of where the Ducks are at. And this game showed us yes, the Ducks are a lot better and that they could make a good push to get into the playoffs this year. But it just tells you they're probably not at that Stanley Cup contender stage yet. And then let's see. Oh, Mom says I like Kopitar and Doughty. And then Adam, I think he was making sure his bread matches his team colors. What was that? I'm confused about that one. I must have forgot something. And then Dusk asks, what changes do you think the Ducks need to make when they meet the Avs again?
Kidnap McKinnon.
Yeah. I would just say, one, we can't be taking the stupid penalties. I believe we had, let's see. I mean, it's just, yeah. Oh, the Cone one for the 2 minutes on the goalie interference. We can't be doing the delay of game puck over glass. Got to keep them away from their power play. Beard, Garrett, messing with when you're playing with your standings thing. I would say just be better defensively. I still think the kids are still getting used to playing. Like Ian Moore is still pretty new. I just think overall, we need our offense to be a little bit better. So those not really much of changes. Just I think just more growing as a team and getting better is what the Ducks need in that kind of situation. So you can go on to your last game.
Well, the last game we go to Toronto. What?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. And I guess fortunately for us, no Austin Matthews. So that really didn't help in the first period for us because Bobby McMahon scores his 5th unassisted on a wrist shot at the 8:06 mark, 1-0 Toronto. Then John Tavares, who seems to be, he took the number 1C spot and he gets his 10th from Ekman Larson, his 10th, and Nyes his 16th. at the 16:39 mark on another wrist shot to put Toronto up 2-0 after the first period. In the second period, looked like Warren Fogel's starting to get out of the funk he's been on all season. He gets his third from Doughty, his fifth, and Anderson his third on another wrist shot at the 6:51 mark, and it's now 2-1 Toronto. Kevin Fiala gets his ninth from Byfield his 12th and CC his fourth to tie the game 2-2 on another wrist shot at the 15:41 mark. But John Tavares strikes again late in the second period and gets his 11th from Nylander, his 17th, and Nyes his 17th. Hey, we finally got a backhand shot, something different, at the 17-16 mark to put Toronto up 3-2. And that's how the second period ended. Then the kid with the new contract this year, Alex Laferriere, gets his fourth from Clark his seventh and Dumoulin his second on a tip in to tie the score 3-3. Then that's how it ends in the third period. But we go to the overtime, and finally, 35 seconds in, Byfield wins the game with his fourth from Doughty his sixth and Kempe his 13th. Kings beat Toronto 4-3. Let's go to the stats. So went a little too far there. There we go. Kings. You talk about dominations. 37 shots to 15. So basically they got 3 goals on 15 shots. Not a great percentage. Face off. You think you lose 72-28, you wouldn't win the game, but somehow the Kings did. Kings were 0-2 in the power play, and nice thing is we only gave Toronto 1 power play, which is one reason we've been losing games. So they were 0-1. Hits 26 for Toronto, 14 for the Kings. Blocks 20 Toronto, 7 for the Kings. Giveaways tied at 18, and we won the takeaway battle 3-2. Let's go to the 3 stars. I can tell you without looking who the number 1 star was. Number 3 star was Alex Laferriere with a goal. Second star, Tavares with 2 goals. And the number 1 star for the second game in a row, Quentin Byfield with a goal and assist. So if Byfield can start heating up, because I don't know if you remember, almost put the last 10 years, it would be, or maybe not quite that long, 6 years, it's been Kempe, Kopitar, and Doughty out to start overtime. It's typically Byfield, Kempe, and I would guess Doughty now. And Byfield is starting to pick it up. So the Kings went 2-1 this week. So that was good.
Yep. We got a comment in on the Instagram Live. OC Steve DS says, "Morning, fellas." Morning to you, Steve. How you doing? All right, and then we'll go to the last game of the week for the Ducks. The Ducks, in the middle of their little road trip, I think we played Colorado. Then now we're playing Detroit. So the Ducks will conclude their season series against Detroit this game. I'm gonna just go right into the scoring, but Mort Seider gets his second goal of the year on the power play to make it 1-0 at the 5:57 mark. Cutter Cody gets back on the scoring with his 12th goal of the year. So now we're tied 1-1, and assists are from Beckett Seneca, his 6th, and Jacob Trouba, his 8th, and that's at the 7:35 mark. But every time the Ducks seem to claw back, Detroit scores again. Michael Rasmussen gets his second of the year at the 12:42 mark to make it 2-1 Detroit. And then Chris Kreider gets his 10th of the year to tie it up 2-2 at the 14:54 mark. Lacombe got his 7th assist of the year, and Drew Hellison got his 7th assist of the year. And then Axel Sandin Pellica gets his 2nd of the year for Detroit to take a 3-2 lead. And that was all in the second period, by the way, all those scoring. So it's 3-2 Detroit going into the third. And then John Gibson actually got hurt or something this game because in the third period, Cam Talbot came in to relief John Gibson. I know there's a little collision. They didn't really show much of it. I think someone just like lost an edge and just skated and I think collided with Gibson. And so because he didn't come out for the third period. So Cam Talbot came in for Gibson in the third. But Alex DeBrincat, 50 seconds into the third period on the power play, gets his 5th of the year. God, if there's anyone I wish we can get on the Ducks just so we don't have to play against him, it's probably Alex DeBrincat. I want to say he has like 40 points in 20 games against the Ducks in his career. He's a duck killer. That's the definition of a duck killer, is just Alex DeBrincat. And then Michael Granlund, in his first game back after his injury, gets his 3rd of this year to make it 4-3 Detroit. Ian Moore got his 1st assist of the year. And Strome, his first game of the season, got his 1st point of the year with assist. So it's 4-3 Detroit. And then Dylan Larkin gets his 10th of the year to make it 5-3 Detroit. And then Alex DeBrincat on the power play. Or sorry, not on the power play. Got an empty netter to score his 2nd goal of the game, his 6th of the year. And Detroit wins this one 6-3. So they got the John Gibson revenge game kind of happened. Wasn't there for the end of it, but he was playing well. The shots on goal, 33-28. The faceoffs were pretty even, but the Ducks barely edged them in the faceoff, 51-49. Power play, the Ducks were 0 for 3, and the Red Wings were 2 for 4. So we got to clean that up, guys. Penalty minutes 24-22 in favor of Ducks, sadly. Hits 21-16 for the Ducks. Block shots, Detroit had 17 to the Ducks 14. Giveaways, 20 giveaways for the Red Wings, 12 for the Ducks. And then 7 takeaways for Detroit to 5 for Anaheim. And that concludes the season series against Detroit, each team winning 1 game each. But the penalty minutes was just, there was a lot of penalties called in this game. I believe on the Alex DeBrincat goal, I can't remember which goal it was. I want to say it was the Alex DeBrincat goal in the third period on the power play. The refs were just calling ridiculous penalties. Like Chris Kreider just grabbed someone, and the guy just went down like a rag doll. And it should have been embellishment instead of a penalty on Chris Kreider. And then they score like instantly off the power play. Like I said, the refs were they were calling everything for the Ducks and really not much for the Ducks. Because I saw a lot worse plays that weren't called. But this literally looked like the old like Red Wings Ducks games, like from the early 2000s when they were playing in the playoffs. Like a lot of scrums after the whistle and everything like that. It was. I like to see that kind of fight back in the Ducks, especially against a former rival like that. Like I know a lot of our new Ducks fans, like they'd never think that the Red Wings were the Ducks' rival, but for me, they were a rival back then. So. But that concludes that game. Let me go with the 3 stars. Lucas Raymond was 3rd star with 2 assists. Mort Seider was the number 2 star with 1 goal, 1 assist. And then the Duck Killer himself, Alex DeBrincat, was the number 1 star with 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points. We do have a comment from Mom. The Ducks are going to have to find a new groove having Strome and Granlund. It may take a couple of games. And I think it's going to take Strome a couple of games to get back into the groove too, because I mean he just played his first game, so
it must be duck season in Detroit, huh?
No, just for Alex DeBrincat.
It's not rabbit season; it's duck season.
Well, I hope it's always duck season because that means they're going to be winning. It's duck season. I know what you're saying, but I'm saying it in a different way.
Yeah, you want to twist it. Okay, that's all right.
Okay, I'm twisting it.
Yeah.
So, all right, you want to get into the NHL standings?
Let's go to the Eastern Conference first.
All right. You want me to knock out one division, you get the other?
If
Are we
you'd
just
like.
are we doing it by division, or are we doing it like for playoffs? Like if playoffs were to happen?
Just the records right now. I
Okay.
mean, we could, it's too early. Let's get through Thanksgiving and then we can talk about playoffs.
The standings,
right?
Okay.
Yeah, because typically, if you're not a playoff team by Thanksgiving, you're not going to be. Of course, Edmonton Oilers proved that to be wrong the last couple of years, I think.
So,
but
I'll knock out the Atlantic. So number one in the Atlantic right now is the Montreal Canadiens. In 17 games played, they have 22 points. The record is 10-5-2 with a 647 points percentage. Number two is the Ottawa Senators. 18 games played with 22 points. They're 9-5-4 with a 611 points percentage. The Boston Bruins are in third place in the Atlantic. All right, now with 19 games played, they're 11-8-0 with 22 points, and that's good enough for a 579 percentage. The Detroit Red Wings in 17 games played, they have 20 points. They're 10-7-0. They have a 588 points percentage. The Florida Panthers are in fifth place with 17 games played. With 19 points, they're 9-7-1 with a 559 points percentage. The Tampa Bay Lightning are in sixth place, 16 games played, 18 points, 8-6-2 record with a 563 points percentage. And then number 7 is the Toronto Maple Leafs, 18 games played, 18 points. They're 8-8-2, and they're at NHL 500. And then in last place, oops, I just closed my standings. They're 17 games played, 14 points. They're 5-8-4, and they're the one team in the Eastern Conference that have a below a 500 points percentage at 412.
Okay, so let's go to the Metro. And everybody in the Metro is 500 or higher in point percentage. But let's go to the current standings, at not including any games being played today. The New Jersey Devils are in first place with 25 points. They have 12 wins, 4 losses. They're 12-4-1, 735 point percentage. Carolina Hurricanes are in second place. They have 24 points. They're 12-5-0 for a 706 point percentage. The surprise Pittsburgh Penguins, and though each of those teams have played 17 games, the Penguins have played 18 games. They have 22 points. They're 9-5-4 for a 611 point percentage. The New York Islanders also played in 18 games, is 10-6-2 for 22 points and a 611 points percentage. The Philadelphia Zegresses are played 17 games. They're 9-5-3 for 21 points and a 618 points percentage. The New York Ducks have played 18 games and they're 9-7-2.
No, they can't be the New York Ducks because there's no former Ducks really playing on the team.
I know, but I just thought I'd throw it because you're going to say the Anaheim Rangers.
No, it's the New York Ducks of Anaheim.
New York Ducks of Anaheim. There you go. And the Rangers have a 556 point percentage. The Columbus Blue Jackets in 17 games are 9-7-1 for 19 points and a 559 point percentage. The Washington Capitals, 17 games. They were number 1 in the Eastern Conference last year. They're 8th in the Metro, but they're 8-1 for 17 points and a 500 points percentage. The East is obvious. We're obviously the West is getting beat up by the East, obviously,
Yeah. We'll
because
go
they only
into
have
the
one team under 500 in the whole
East.
conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Eastern Conference. So.
All right. We'll move into the Central. Colorado's number 1 in the Central. 18 games played. They're 12-1-5 for 29 points with an 806 points percentage. Dallas Stars are in second, 18 games played. Sorry, with the record of 11-4-3 for 25 points with a 694 points percentage. The Utah Mammoth are in third, 18 games played, 21 points, 10-7-1 record for a 583 points percentage. The Winnipeg Jets in 17 games, 20 points, they're 10-7-0 for a 588 points percentage. The Chicago Blackhawks are in fifth in the Central. 17 games played. They're 8-5-4, 20 points with a 588 points percentage. The Minnesota Wild, 18 games played. They're 7-7-4 for 18 points, and they're NHL 500 in points. The St. Louis Blues, 18 games played. They're 6-8-4, 16 points, and they're below NHL 500 at 444. And then the Nashville Predators are in last in the Central, 19 games played, 6-9-4, 16 points for a 421 points percentage.
Now to the Pacific. The Anaheim Ducks have played 17 games. They're 11-5-1 for 23 points and 676 point percentage. Get this.
Whoop, whoop.
Southern California 1-2 in the Pacific. The Kings 18 games, 9-5-4, 22 points for a 611 point percentage. Then the surprising Seattle Kraken in 17 games, they're 8-4-5 for 21 points for a 618 points percentage. Then the dreaded and hated Edmonton Oilers in 19 games are 8-7-4 for 20 points and a 526 points percentage. Then I'm not going to say what I want to say, but the Golden Knights, 16 games, 7-4-5, 19 points for a 594 points percentage. And the surprising San Jose Sharks in sixth, 18 games, 8-7-3, 19 points, a 528 points percentage. Then the Vancouver Canucks in 19 games are 8-9-2 for 18 points and a 474 save percentage. Then probably I think the worst team in hockey right now is the Calgary Flames. 19 games, 5-12-2, 12 points, 316 points percentage.
Wow.
Those are the standings in hockey right now. Very surprising. There's a lot of teams, and I'm sure no one expected the Kings and Ducks to be, or the Ducks and Kings actually to be 1-2, and the Kraken 3.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm surprised that Colorado is doing as well as they are.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Edmonton Oilers, they're either up or down right now. I mean, I guess they're going to have that same slow start and hopefully not beat us in the playoffs this year.
They'll make it to either second and third, and then somehow still play the Kings in the playoffs in the first round.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right,
and who knows, Cody? Who maybe your prediction might come true.
We'll see. Dusk asks us, any plans to go to any of the upcoming Kings versus Ducks game at the Honda Center? It's the Pond, by the way, or Staples Center. It would always be the Staples Center to me. We both agree with you on the Staples Center one.
Yes, and I agree with you on the Pond too.
Yeah, I don't know. I know they have a game on Black Friday. I can't go because I have work, sadly. So yeah, I can't go to that one. And I know they have like a home and home coming up. I
think it's January, right?
Is it in January? Let me see.
And we got to think about getting to it's got to be a weekend. I work, like 12 to whenever time I get off. So it's hard to go to any games during the week. for
So,
me. So, but I want to get to a Ducks Kings game. We always have a good time going.
so on December 27th, they play. The Ducks play in LA, but I can't do that one because I'm on call that weekend. And then they have a home and home, like literally back to back games. On the 16th, they play. The Ducks play in LA on Friday, the 16th in January, and then on Saturday, it's home at the pond for the Ducks against the
And
Kings.
what time is that game?
The Saturday one,
Yeah,
7.
we need to go.
Let me double check to see if I'm on call that weekend. I
Yeah,
don't think I'm on call.
check it out. Let's get some tickets for that one. I wish I
Okay.
could go to more games. If you
Yeah.
get to go to a lot of games, I'm jealous. I mean, I do enjoy watching them, you know, or even listening. And
Yeah.
I got to say, I think Emerson Edom has actually totally improved his whole broadcasting part for the Ducks. I could actually I enjoyed listening to him the last time I listened to a Ducks game. So,
Huh. And then yeah, so we're gonna try and make it to one of those. That's the January 17th game, and then Ducks RI said if one of Vegas or Oilers miss, I'd be fired up. I agree with both. I hope both of them missed, kind of.
I would love that both Southern California teams, or maybe even the San Jose Sharks, make the playoffs and they're not there. That would be so cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and yeah, someone just put in the Instagram live. They play back to back in mid-January. So yeah, we'll try to get to that January 17th game. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll find out if you're on call. We'll see if we can get some tickets.
Yep.
You know,
if anyone has good tickets, let us know. We would love to go. I will see you guys at Ducks versus Kings in the first round of the playoffs. From Kevin. Oh, I will see. That'd be fun.
That would be fun. Can you imagine all these years? What, 33 years?
32.
Ducks have been around. 32. That we've only met once in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and it was a awesome series.
Yeah,
I mean, it was hard fought, hard played. Oh my gosh, you know, and everybody had their ups and downs, and it could have gone either way. I can't imagine it being any better than that one, but you never know.
Yeah. So one last thing before we get out of here. One of the podcasts I listened to, the Empty Netters, they're the ones that did the Kings release schedule with the computer.
Cool. Yeah, that was
so
cool.
They started a new segment on their podcast, like for hot takes. It doesn't have to be about hockey unless they want it to be. And I know you feel greatly about this, like I do. The first hot take they did on the podcast, the first time they ever did it with this segment, the guy says, scratchy towels are way better than soft towels.
Amen to that, brother.
Oh, I messaged them. I was like 100% scratchy towels over soft towels. Because I've been saying this for years. Scratchy towels just dry you off better. And it feels better.
Yeah, the soft towels just smear it.
Yes.
It's hard to find. It's hard to find scratchy towels.
Yeah. Well, who would have thought at the time of the 2014 Kings Ducks series that Corey the Scory Perry would be a point per game player for the Kings in 2025? That is true.
Nobody, Kevin. Nobody thought that would ever happen.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing about that whole thing is learning that Doughty and Perry were friends. I'd have never guessed that they were friends.
Because of Team Canada. They played together internationally.
Well, yeah, but they were in the same. They were in Europe before he signed with the Oilers, and Doughty was trying to have him come to the Kings, but the Kings weren't going to offer as much money as the Oilers, so he didn't do it. But I gotta say, what a surprise. You know, I'm not in love with Corey Perry, but I definitely are starting to like the way he plays because he's definitely a difference maker. He's a role player that makes a huge difference. And I think
Yeah.
that's how Stanley Cups are won.
Dusk said soft towel are way more comfortable, but scratchy towels are more effective. That's actually a good way of saying that. I
That
will.
is actually, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, that is a
I,
good. Yeah, I
yeah,
still like. I still like scratchy towels more. Like
yeah.
I get. Yeah, soft towels are like more comfortable, and yeah, I rather do the
Scratchy
scratchy towel.
towels are hard to find.
Yes.
We have struggled buying towels thinking they would be scratchy and they ended up being too soft. So
Yeah.
I only have one scratchy towel. If you know anywhere to buy a good scratchy towel, please message us
Yes.
at Royally
Directly.
Quacked
Yeah. So
Instagram or whatever. So
yeah. So since we talked about Adam's tournament from last week when he was in Vegas, so just a little recap on how they finished. They lost 4-1 in the championship to their rivals. But I guess they brought a one semi-pro player and two junior players to play in the lowest division. But he said overall a good time. And then Adam also sent me two pictures of this guy that made shirts, and you'll laugh at them. There's that one, the New York Ducks of Anaheim,
okay, that's cool.
and then so they made one in the New York Rangers colors and the one in the Ducks colors. I thought this was a hockey podcast, not a Bed Bath and Beyond podcast. Hey,
We're very versatile. We're
I'm just
very
trying to
versatile,
find.
Adam.
Hey, we're just trying to find where we can get some good scratchy towels. Okay, Adam.
Yeah.
So, but are you ready to get out of here? Because I know I am. I'm starting to get hungry again.
Me too.
So, all right. Well, thank you everyone to tuning in, and like I said, the people that were tuning in to the live stream were fantastic today.
Thank you guys
This is probably one of our best comments since we've started live streaming. So
I totally agree. It was a blast. Thank you guys for participating with us. We hope you will be back next week with us, giving us some of your great insights. Thank you so much for being part of episode 88 of Royally Quacked.
Yes. So everyone, if you're listening to this on podcast, make sure you go on YouTube and Twitch and give us a subscribe and follow. And don't forget, if you're also watching right now on YouTube or listening, hit the like button. I'm seeing a lot of views, but not a lot of likes. Come on, let's get the likes up. We'd appreciate that. And sorry, the comments are just, oh my god,
they're great today. I'm having too much fun.
And go follow us on all social media at Royally Quacked on pretty much everywhere we're on social media, just at Royally Quacked. If you have any questions, even if we don't even ask for send us a question and we'll answer it on the podcast. So, God, today was so great. Like I said, don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, tune in every week at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will be here live for you guys, unless otherwise stated. The mom, real quick before we get out of here, mom says a lot of washing to make them scratchy, and then also stay dry out there, boy.
Thank you guys,
especially with the rain right now. So especially I want the scratchy towels even more now. And
Amen.
then Adam says you're welcome. So again, before we get out of here, thank you to all our veterans who have served and protected us here. Where are our jerseys? I'm working on that still. Okay, I'm working on it. Remember, you're remember the ones that we were going to make for Royally Quacked. So we're working on a little.
I want one.
I want one too. So we're working that out. Trust me, you're going to be the first person I hit up for that. So,
amen.
But I'm hungry, so I'm ready to get out of here. So thank you everyone for tuning in to episode 88 of Royally Quacked. Hopefully, we can make episode 89 as much fun as we had for this one. So
Yeah, it was a blast.
it wouldn't be this way without you guys. And then my buddy AJ, we're supposed to meet up with them for brunch after this. He's like, "What's for brunch?" So and then Duke said, "I'm getting one for the Puck Podcast, and I'll get one for you guys too." I know I have to get a Puck Podcast one too. They're great over there. Shout out to Eddie and Doug over there at the Puck Podcast. As soon as we come up with the jersey and everything, I'll put it out there on social media. So be ready for that. I want a chaos on the back with the C on the front. Oh, that's actually pretty. That's Captain of Chaos. I understood that reference. So, before we get out of here, you have anything else to add, Dad?
Go Kings, go!
All right, let's go Ducks. We'll see you next week.
A father and son, a bond so strong, talking hockey all day long. Royally Quacked, their podcast show, sharing stories, highs and lows. From the Kings to the Ducks they go, shout and go Kings, go!